Hello, I'm Kaustav Roy, Senior Product Manager at Celigo. Today, I'll demo the fourth phase of API management, the monitor phase. What if you could easily monitor your APIs and analyze its usage, helping you make better data-driven decisions? In the previous video, we have seen how you can document your APIs, publish them to the developer portal, and enable your API consumers to easily discover, subscribe, and consume your APIs. And in this video, we'll see how you can track and analyze your APIs to maintain visibility into the performance and consumption of your APIs. From the Tools menu, when you open the API Management console, you land here in the dashboard page, which shows an overview of all your APIs, their health, and tasks that need your attention. You can change the duration and view certain metrics such as the API lifecycle states, response statuses, and top APIs. You can create custom dashboard in settings, analytics page in order to track the KPIs that matter the most and also to tailor to specific needs of all your users. There are three categories of dashboards that you can create. The platform dashboard displays metrics for all the APIs in an environment. The API dashboard displays metrics for a specific API, whereas the application dashboard displays data for a specific application to be viewed by the API consumer in the developer portal. First, to view the platform dashboard, select Analytics in the main menu. Here you can see a summary of API metrics of the selected time interval via configurable charts and information. Here, for instance, you can see the latency and response time of your APIs and understand whether the performance is meeting your business requirements. You can also drill into an API. For example, the top failed API. Open the API logs, filter for HTTP statuses, in the last 90 days, and understand what caused the error. We will explore API logs later in this video. Next, you can view the API level dashboard. To do that, first select an API that you're interested to see the analytics about, and then click on Analytics Overview. Here you're going to see the same metrics that we saw on the platform dashboard, but the context is filtered to only the API you have selected. For example, if you want to see who is calling your API the most, you would check here. And if you want to see which of your plans and endpoint paths are used the most, you would check here. In the time series graph of response statuses, you can also filter by one of the statuses by clicking on it. You can look into the spikes and accordingly make changes in the rate limiting or quota policy to effectively govern your API. Last but not the least, your API consumers can see the same information about the APIs they are subscribed to from the developer portal. Once they log into the portal and select the applications, they can view the API analytics here and the logs over here specific to that application. Now let's explore how to monitor your API logs. Under Analytics, you will find this option which shows the history of all API requests received during a particular time frame. You can add filters as you like and view basic information for each of the API requests, as you can see here. You can also configure the logging to make changes to your logging level by enabling this switch. You may keep this default selection or choose to log only the header or the payload, only the request or the response, and so on. Once the configuration is saved, you can go back to the logging dashboard and view the detailed logging as soon as there is a new API request. To see this in action, let's invoke this API from Postman. Here, you can see the detailed logging, which includes the headers as well as the payload for both request and response.
It is recommended to use the detailed logging only for development and troubleshooting purposes, as it requires more space for analytic storage and can impact API performance.
As an API publisher, you would also want to ensure that the backend service is up and running 24/7, and hence would want to do a periodic health check. All you need to do is go to health check, enable this switch, set a trigger, configure the HTTP method and path, and finally add the authorization header set to the bearer token which you had configured earlier, so that a periodic API call is made using the Celigo API token to authenticate the backend service endpoint. Go to the health check dashboard to view its health. And if you want to check the health of all your APIs, you can see it here in the dashboard. In the API Management console, you can also create notifications based on set alerts. There are three types of notifications. First, the portal notification can be used to send messages to users logged into the developer portal. For a particular API, this can also be set. Over here, you can send a notification when the API key has expired or when the subscription is accepted. Then you have email notification to send messages to a specific list of email addresses, including the service account email that you are asked to configure while setting up your API management account. Email notifications can either be configured for a specific API or for all the APIs, similar to portal notification. The third type of notification is webhook, which can be used to send an HTTP post request to a specific URL. When you have more than one user managing your APIs in the API Management console, the audit gives you the ability to pinpoint an API behavioral change, view the configuration that caused the change, and roll back to an earlier configuration if required. The audit logs can also be seen across all APIs in the environment over here. So in this video, we have seen how you can measure, track, and analyze your APIs in Celigo API Management and maintain visibility into performance and consumption of your APIs.